Welcome back to the channel. Now this is a part where it's all about how much it costs to actually go racing. Don't forget it's amateur racing. Wouldn't like to know how much it costs to go professional racing or anything. So this is the first round. This is Snetton. I did miss this. I'm just putting it into like my channel, and just I'll be updating this as we go along throughout all the race season, because I am down for every race. I am in every race this year. So, and it's just a breakdown of how much it costs. First round was Snetton. I'm going to cover two rounds here. I've got Snetton and Brands because I forgot. It was one of my subscribers who actually put, it'd be nice to know how much it actually costs. So I thought I'd do that one. So this is Snetton. That was the first round. Now the actual race itself was £289. That was for the full race weekend. Now, not every round has got a test day, and not every race has got a track day either. So it is one way you've got to think about it. Like Snetton I've been before, but first race of the season. So what I did do, I did actually book a track day. This was on the Thursday before the race weekend. The track day itself were just £99. Not bad, not bad at all for Snetton. That was the full day, normal track day layout. You know, 3 groups and so forth. The test day. Now I have paid for every test day this year as well. Now, if you were paying for the test day alone, I'm guessing at this one because I didn't actually write this down, but I'd say £1.99. That's good. £199 for the test day. That's 4 groups. 99 for the track day, so I definitely, that could have been cheaper. I have got it wrote down from Brands because obviously I didn't even think about doing this at Snetton, so it's just one where I've got it done. I am going to put the fuel for bike because that's always a part at cost, and it is quite important. And I'm going to put my fuel down for transport. Now, thinking I now live up in North East. Yeah, I'm Yorkshire, but I don't live in Yorkshire anymore. I'm up in North East, so my travel is a bit further for quite a few rounds. Whereas it's one of them. I'm going to put it in there. Do you mean when you do Croft's up near me? I've never rode Croft, so that's the next round. But people from down Kent, Surrey, you know, down them places, Sussex, they're going to have to come up. So, you know, it is swings and roundabouts. Anglesey, no one lives, they do live there, but Anglesey's a good trek. Alton's in middle, Donington's in middle. It's about midway for most people. Now, the bike fuel. Now, I did put, actually, I took £105. I didn't take £105 worth, to be honest, but because I did the track day, I think I only, if I remember right, I only took £70 worth, which were about 60 litres. So I took 60 litres of fuel, but I had to go out and I had to buy another 20 odd litres just for the actual race day. And it's because I did the track day and the test day. So that would have been a bit cheaper, but it cost me £105 altogether. Now, fuel, like I said, I'm from North East. It was 6 hours travel to Snetton, 6 hours back. I always fill up before I set off. I did have to fill up when I got there, which were extortionate, that garage just outside Snetton, I will say. And then I filled it when I got back, and I always like to know how much it's cost me. Now, the fuel was 160 quid. I've got an X5. I were pulling caravan, don't forget, so I pulled the caravan, which has got me race biking as well. Now, all in all, £852. All in all, that's just for that one. That's not including food. That's not including drink. That's not including anything at all like that. I'm not going to count that because I can never... You eat what you want and you drink what you want, do I? So everyone's going to be different on that. That is roughly how much it cost for the first round. Now, I did have all my parts already. I've been buying them over the year. I'll come more onto parts and all that sort of stuff on a separate part, which I'll probably incorporate onto this because I'll make a board and then add every single part up over year. But that is generally Snetton, 852 quid. Now, what I did say is I've done it a different way, and I am going to show you that way in a bit. Next one is brands. So now we're on to brands. So brands was last weekend. It was this weekend. Just got it. Well, last weekend it were brands, and it were brands at GP. There's a difference between GP and the Indy circuit. Very few days on the GP circuit. We were fortunate with no limits to get GP, so you expect to pay a bit more. Right, the actual race cost, and I did get this bang on because I did check. To just do the racing, it was £529. Right, and that's just for the races. So we had qualifying, race 1, race 2, race 3. That were it. 529 quid. Now, there wasn't a track day. No track day at all at Brands. We had a track... no test day. Got that wrong straight away, didn't I? So there's no test day at Brands. There was a track day. What I will say is a track day just before... and I found out this at Donington last year. It seems to be a quiet day. You have to have your baffle in. It were a 101 for the Brands one. My bike blew 101, so I did put the baffle in. I didn't for racing. It could be noisy for that, but for the track day, it was baffle in. Now, the track day just before Brands. I've never been Brands, so I did need to do the track day, and I'm glad I booked it early because there were no places left. Same as racing. There's no places left in our category. There is in other categories. There's no places left in Newcomer Thou, Cup 1 Thou, Old School, because we all race together. The track day for Brands Hatch GP, and I'm not being funny, morning was shocking. People just throwing it in kitty litter. Ridiculous. £289 for a track day. Come on, seriously. Doing. Now, people were there, fair enough, they're doing track day, but no test day. So I needed this just to learn the track. That was the difference. Now, I'll do the bike fuel first. Now, funny enough, I didn't do a track day and a test day. There weren't one. My fuel, believe it or not, I spent 63 quid. I did go down with a full tank in the bike for the track day. I will say that. So I don't know how many's in that, 17 litres. But I didn't count that. And I have come back with some as well. So I'm quite happy with that one as well. I didn't actually use 63. I did do every single... on the track day, I did do every session as well. I don't normally do every session, but I did just learning that track and our racing. Here's the big one. BMW X5, a 40D, mapped as well. Tony Caravan. Well, what can I say? I filled up before I left. Oh, I've put 50 quid in when I got down there. Oh, dropped my pen. 50 quid when I got down there just to keep it going. 60 quid on the way back. And then I topped it up when I come home. I'm not being funny. 258 quid. 258 quid. It was 302 mile, to be honest. 302 mile back. But, hey, that's the farthest one I'll travel. 258 quid for diesel. You know what I mean? What I will say is, the further I come down south, the more diesel cost as well. I think I got it for like 136 when I filled it up here. When I got down there, I think it was 170 a litre. You're robbing twats. Right, so all together, and I am including fuel, not including food and drink and all that sort of stuff. That was £1,139. And that is just for that weekend racing. And so, don't get me wrong, you got the track day in. Doing so. The last one, Snetton, was 852. This is 1,139. Now, if I took the fuel off, let's say you live on doorstep, you'd still have to buy petrol, do you mean? But just these two alone, they'd be 818. If you've done brands a million times, you probably just did the race. And I know people couldn't get on the track day. Lee, he couldn't get on. Lenny, he couldn't get on. Doing so, they literally turned up on race day and just went straight into qualifying. So track days just before, I don't know. I think every round needs that test day before, to be honest. And that, I'm not having a whinge. I am, but doing it just makes sense to have a test day before for racers, not for people doing track days. Track days are track days. So that is the second day at Brands. Right. Catch you in a bit. So here's what I've paid, or what I'm paying for this year. Now, I opted to do the full year. You can just do a round by round. I've not included my No Limits membership. I've not included the ACU license either. It's totally up to you who you join. I'm with No Limits. Yeah, I'll promote them. I'm really enjoying No Limits at the minute. They are one of the best track day operators in country, let's be honest. And I'm not kissing ass on that. This year, I find the racing's quite good. There's a few people complaining, but hey, tough. Just get on with it, now, I'm at Newcomer Thou. I've still got my Visi Vest. You've got to do 10 races before you get rid of that Visi Vest. So I will. Sorry, it's not races. It's race days. Now I did do 5 race days last year because I quit my other hobby and I went racing at end of year. So that's that. So I did get 5 race days in. I've got 4 in this year so far. I've got 2 at Snetton, 2 at Brands, which were just done, and at Croft, I can get rid of my Visi Vest. It doesn't mean I'm not a newcomer. What it just means is I don't have to wear my Visi Vest. Get some better pictures without a Visi Vest on. That's all it is. Hopefully, well, no matter what, after this year, I'll be moving up. I'll go in Cup 1000. That's the next stage. So come, be a newcomer for a year, move up. If you don't move up, you're never going to progress unless you're a trophy hunter and you're just sandbagging, wanting trophies. Right, newcomer thou. That's what I'm in. Now, what I will say is, I'm doing every single round, and I knew I was doing every round, so I opted to pay for the full year. You can pay it all in a one. I ain't got that sort of money. Come on, some people have. Good luck. Now, I paid a deposit. Now, the deposit was 850 quid. And I think that was January 1st or something like that. Save your money. Deposit of 850 quid. But then I pay 8 instalments of 230 quid. Now, over the year, that equates to £2,690. I think it's a bit more by paying instalments, but hey, it's easy for me. I pay 230 quid a month for 8 months, to go racing, and I'm guaranteed to go racing as well. There's people who can't get into it. Max can't get on. It's fully booked. So by doing this, I've made sure I've got my place at racing. Now, what I will say is, so that's just the racing. So that is just the race weekend. You can see how much 589 quid, 529, sorry, just for Brands alone. That were a dear one. Now, I do know Croft's coming up. That's 289 quid. It all mounts up. Right. I did pay for the test days. Now, you do only get 5 test days. Now, you don't get a test day at Brands. You don't get test days at Donington either. You have to buy the track days, and they are quiet days as well, so you need your baffle in. So Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 2 Donington, because we've got 2 races at Donington this year and 1 race at Brands, which you've got to pay if you don't, unless you're really, really good and you just turn up on day and crack it out, doing good luck. But if you've never been to them places before, you need these test days or track days. So I'm not going to count the track days that I pay for on this. Let's put it that way. This is just what I knew I would pay no matter what. Now, the 5 test days, you do have to pay it all in a one, and that was £729. And that's for all 5. Guaranteed on. Now, make sure you're booking your right group as well, because there's 4 groups and you need to book into your correct one. They run all day, doing obviously apart from dinner. So no matter what, I'm guaranteed my test days as well. And this is what my first proper year at racing, I wanted to make sure I were in every race, no matter what. I were in every test day that I could, because we're going to tracks I've never been on before. So I need that test day just to learn the track in that one day. And that's what it's about. Now, what I learned was, I have got a race gazebo, I have got a generator, I've got my caravan, I can set up, and I do have to for Cadwell, because there's no garages at Cadwell, hence there's only 7 rounds with pits, with garages. Now, I have paid for garages. What I will say is, it's a bargain for me. £210 to pay for garages. Now, what I will say is Endurance do literally dominate them garages. They take priority over everything. If you've paid for garages, you just fit in wherever you can fit in. You get told where you go, don't get me wrong. But for me, I wanted to be in garages. I parked my caravan at Brands, I parked my caravan over in Lower Paddock. I had a brilliant time there, to be honest. It was right walk up to pits, but I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. But in the garages, I'm just getting that sense of being part of it. Now, that is literally what I paid for to go racing this year. Like I said, that's not including the track days. I haven't included track days, and I'm not going to include track days on that. I can't see a point in that. It's up to you whether or not you do them. I did Snetton track day. That were totally up to me. I didn't have to, because I've been there before. I could have just turned up, done test day, and gone racing. But I didn't. So, literally, 2,690. That's for the 8 rounds. 729 for the test days, and these are all. It's up to you. And then 210 for the garages. So that is just what it's cost me so far. Messed up there, didn't I? So I didn't even total it. That's how good I am. The total is 3,629. Right? So it's 3,629 was the total of what I'm paying just to go racing. And that's not including anything else. That's not fuels, that's not nothing. I didn't have to do these, but I have. And it's for me to go racing, me to enjoy myself, not to worry about anything other than turning up, getting in my garage, get it all set up and race. That's all. And I am in every race. People are now finding out by not doing this, they now can't get in because our category is fully booked. Right. Hope you enjoyed that. Last but not least, I'm going to do a total breakdown. So you can see I've got Snetton, 852 quid. That's the total. Brands GP, £1,139. That equates to £1,991 already. That is not including your food, your drink, anything you buy, any parts or anything. That's a totally different one, that one. So that'll be coming up probably in a future one, to be honest. Because, yeah, I'll probably do that in a future one. So far, £1,991 if you're paying it as you go. And there's no guaranteeing you can get on them days. So, right. I will update this one after Croft. Hey, subscribe, come on. I know it's down there, just press it. Cheers.